Hi, child of God. I want you to know today you will find your identity through Christ. Literally, the person who you are ordained to be in Christ, seeing in His sight, in God's sight, you will find it through Him. I was just thinking about this. I find it so crazy how many people are literally pursuing careers, pursuing marriages that the Lord did not ordain for them. Like it's not in store for their future in God's sight. Like what path He has for them, that is not a part of it. And see, I wrote a note. If you don't let go when God tells you to, you'll be forced to let go when it ends. Because remember about our sister in Christ, how she had made the post about, us being inside of God's permissive will from His perfect will. You will end up in His perfect will. When you're pursuing Christ, you will end up in His perfect will. So you'll still end up doing just as God, ordained for you to do. What was his name? Jonah, I believe. Like, even though he tried to run, he still ended up doing what God had ordained him to do. Because the thing is, he did not give up on God. No, he did not say, "Oh, you get what I mean? I don't want you, God. I don't want you no more." No, he just refused to do what God was calling him to do. But the thing is, see, when you're still pursuing God, you're going to end up in His perfect will regardless. So I just want you to know that, child of God, even if you are inside of His perfect will, or you have yet to be inside of His perfect will, because I don't know, take that up with God. I don't know your situation. But one thing I do know, child of God, you find exactly who you are meant to be through Christ. I think about it, my plans that I had while living inside the world was totally different. Like it was certain things that, is still my heart desire that I did want inside the world, but it never seemed to work out. Like even if that was something that I was moving towards while living inside the world, it never seemed to work out inside the world because it was only something that could have been brought out through Christ. You get what I mean? And also one thing I was saying, like with people being inside of marriage, like there are actually certain people that is inside of marriage that the Lord, if they were walking inside alignment with His will, they wouldn't be married. Because we know inside the Bible, like, it's taught to us, to marry and stuff like that. But if you can like obtain like from doing certain, and hold your sexual desires and stuff like that, then you don't have to be married. You know what I mean? And there are certain people that can do that, but due to them being a slave to sin and due to them still living inside the world, they're not able to kind of like get in touch with that type of person, with that, you know what I mean, with that individual to which God sees them as, or to what God, ordained them as. So see, child of God, this is just something I want you to know. And if you have yet to like figure out your purpose, do not worry. As long as you're walking with Christ, you're fine. He'll reveal it to you. There's certain things God did reveal to me about my purpose, but not everything. You know what I mean? So, I just want you to know like all is well. As long as you're pursuing God, you're going to end up in His perfect will. You're going to know exactly what you have been sent to do, just as Jonah was. I hope I'm saying the right person's name. But I just want you guys to know that here on today, like, you know what I mean? You figure out who you are through Christ. Your identity is literally through Christ, because you could be living inside this world for 50, 80 plus years. And if you have not God, that life that you have been living for 80, 50 plus years, it was not the life that you was meant to live. Like I tell people, you could be pursuing it don't even matter. Whatever you might be pursuing, you might even be successful in it while you're inside the world. But until you choose to pursue Christ fully, then you figure out like this is what I have been meant to do. Like this is my purpose. This is the career I was meant to pursue, or this is the lifestyle that I was meant to live. But only through Christ will you find those things. So yeah, keep pursuing Christ. I love you all and have a blessed day.